邪魔するならあなたもぶっ倒します。
Ah, Chloe murmured softly without thinking. Yuki turned to look at Chloe, because there seems to be a note of joy in her voice. Chloe's expression, however, remained cold. The moment Yuki thought it might have been a misunderstanding, the situation suddenly changed. Milim, destroy the sacred tree. That's how Feldway's wave of thoughts roared throughout the area, accepting this. Milim stared at the sacred tree. This is bad. Yuki moved in panic. I launched an attack on Milim, but she was unfazed. She didn't seem to taking as much damage as a mosquito bite, and she didn't even care about Yuki. Damn it. I can't do it. Milim stared at the sacred tree and readied herself to unleash her ultimate technique, Dragon Nova, in proportion to the Dragon Star explosion, which was about to unfold on an unprecedented scale. A thin film spread out to protect Milim, glowing a pale blue. Veldora struck, but it deflected it. When unleashing Drago Nova, a barrier expands to protect the casters. This is the true form of bluish-white film, but it was a cocoon of star particles, and it's impossible to pierce this unless you are well versed in its properties. Veldora suddenly realized something. Chloe, who had been in charge until a moment ago, had strangely quieted down. Did she give up? I thought, but it seemed different. Star particles glittered around Milim's hands, and the power of unworldly destruction swirled around her. It was like a nebula. An extraordinary amount of energy has been compressed to ultra-high density. It holded so much danger that it could easily annihilate the whole solar system. Milim had no reason to hold back now. She had nothing to do with holding back. At this point, she has already reached over 100 times the power she'd unleashed on Zelenus. Feldway roared with laughter. Ha 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 ha! Wonderful, wonderful Milim. Now release it and fulfill my ambitions. In response to his order, Milim fired off the Drago Nova. Everyone was prepared for the world to end. The main stream of bluish-white, shinning light wrapped in electrical discharge burned the air at the speed of light as it closed in on the sacred tree. Up ahead, Chloe, Veldora, and Yuki floated. No one is despairing. They experience a small amount of time before the final moment arrives, and they witnessed a miracle. In that moment, the space shook. Someone appears. His gleaming moonlight white hair flutters, captivating everyone's eyes. Time felt like it had stopped. Began to flow, but everyone's senses seemed numb. There was no destruction. The sacred tree was safe, and the world hasn't been destroyed. It hurts. Wait, it really hurts like hell. A relaxed voice rang out. The Drago Nova, powerful enough to destroy the world, has vanished without a trace. Chloe moved as if she knew this will happen. Rimuru-san. She embraced him without hesitation. Velzard was more than twice as powerful as Guy and had unimaginable power. She was not just the sister of the Creator, she was the most absolute on Earth. The only time she got serious was when she took on Guy. The only reason Guy was able to fight her on even terms was because of his superior combat ability. On top of that, he always tried his best to keep the ground as unaffected as possible, so one could understand how terrifying a man like Guy Crimson was. The battle, as always, led to a stalemate. And then Guy realized, this person wasn't being controlled after all. No, she was being controlled, but it seemed to be the result of not daring to resist. because it was in line with Velzard's wishes.
Velzard had always been proud, a being of unparalleled might, second only to her revered brother, Veldanava. But everything changed the moment she heard of Guy Crimson, the demon her brother acknowledged. An unfamiliar emotion stirred within her, jealousy. Why would Veldanava, the strongest existence, deem a mere demon worthy of his attention? Driven by that question, she sought out Guy and challenged him to battle, confident she would crush him with ease. But as their clash unfolded, she noticed something infuriating. He was holding back. The mere thought of being underestimated ignited a fury within her, and their battle raged on for years, neither side gaining a definitive victory. Yet as time passed, Velzard's resentment shifted. She became captivated by Guy's unshakable confidence, his overwhelming power, and the way he never once wavered. Still, no matter how fiercely she fought, he never truly acknowledged her. Now, standing before him once more, Velzard is overwhelmed by a storm of emotions, frustration, determination, and something dangerously close to longing. This time, there will be no restraint. She will fight with everything she has, not just for victory, but for something deeper. She wants to be seen, not as a rival or threat, but as someone worthy of his recognition. For centuries, she had remained in his shadow, her existence unnoticed. But today, that ends. Today, she will make him see her. And when the dust settles, win or lose, she will no longer be ignored.
鏡を拝んだけどねのか。
Did you know that Volume 22 finally revealed Twilight Valentine had never truly perished? For centuries, people believed Luminous Valentine had struck him down, yet Twilight had secretly orchestrated his own death, vanishing from the world to pursue a far greater goal, uncovering the path to slay a god. Hidden in shadow, he spent ages analyzing endless possibilities, dissecting the limits of mortality, and testing forbidden arts meant to unravel the laws that bind life and death. Through this relentless study, Twilight refined himself until he awakened an overwhelming ultimate skill, Anramanyu, King of Vice. This ability wasn't just another supreme gift, it was crafted specifically to counter Veldanava. a power standing beyond even the legendary deadly sins and 7 virtues. Onramanyu allows its wielder to reduce anything, body, soul, or concept, to absolute nothingness, proving that no being, no matter how divine or arrogant, can escape the certainty of an ending. When the inevitable confrontation comes, Twilight is prepared to meet Veldanava as an equal, armed with the quiet conviction that death claims all.
I curse you!
Twilight reveals himself as still alive, calmly mocking Luminous, and explained that backing up his core and memories was something he planned from the start, refusing to allow his own creation to ever truly surpass him. Though disgusted, Luminous realizes immediately how dangerous the Divine Ancestor truly is, and begins calculating her options as Twilight casually announces that he has recovered and grown stronger, manifesting the Origin blood spear once wielded by Jahil. She realizes it instantly. Twilight had long synced his memories with the Origin blood, letting him possess Jahil at any time. And even after being reduced to pure information and embedded in Velzard as an authority, he left a fail-safe behind. Though he lost true immortality, his ultimate skill, Angry Manu, remains, and his power now rivals a pseudo-dragon. With questions racing her mind about his intentions, Luminous attacks without hesitation, unleashing Hinata's melt slash through her own mastered overblade, only for Twilight to casually block it and chastise her like a disobedient child. One exchange is enough to make the gap in strength unmistakably clear. This is no weakened revival, and a direct battle is unwinnable.
Mensagem lançou mais uma, hein? Caralho, filha da p.
Maybe I'll even let you be my chamak chalo. Kaisa sarmara aja nache edi phare. Ameri hole aja pari rajirare. Ameri yaki yare. Apuna nakle hi na.
For a long time, Luminous was believed to be the greatest masterpiece of the Divine Ancestor, Twilight Valentine, until Volume 23 revealed the truth. The Divine Ancestor originally existed as a single being known as Luminous Twilight Valentine, and in his obsession with achieving perfect immortality, he experimented on himself by removing his own personality, the core of his identity, and transplanting it into a test subject, who became Luminous. The body left behind, stripped of its personality, became Twilight, retaining the original body, authority, and power, but losing the true self, while Luminous inherited the will, personality, and presence of the Divine Ancestor, though both lost their memories. When Twilight later tried to kill Luminous using Origin blood, it backfired. Luminous absorbed the weapon, which contained the Divine Ancestor's lost memories, restoring them to her. At that moment, the Divine Ancestor was fully reborn as Luminous Twilight Valentine. With her identity complete, she could freely change.
And Rimuru is already doing insane things. Like always. Velzard's in full rampage mode. Guy and Testarossa have to rely on nihility just to stop the whole battlefield from getting shredded. And even then, it's barely enough. And then Rimuru walks in, expands his dragon hockey, mixes it with nihility, and in one instant, shuts down Velzard's hockey and Guy plus Testa's nihility like it's nothing. Guy is straight up pissed and confused. He literally can't even perceive Rimuru's existence properly. And Rimuru? He slips into slime form, wraps around a rampaging Velzard, and just stops her rampage. No wonder Guy's inner monologue was basically, who the hell is this guy? Well, he's just a slime.
Y nos vamos, nos comemos allá. Como amiga,
chega aqui no baile, fica de quatro com pode atravessa. A novinha aqui do baile gosta de fuder a vera. Gato no pau xereca. Gato no pau xereca.
Veldanava no longer had any interest in the world. It had taken his beloved wife, Lucia, from him, and that alone was a sin beyond comprehension to the god of creation. If you're doing all of this because of Lucia, wouldn't it make more sense to just reincarnate her yourself, Rimuru? The only threat to him asked. But Veldanava explained that it was impossible. Lucia's soul had already reincarnated into countless fragments across different worlds. Because of that, Veldanava found only one way to bring her back, by destroying all worlds themselves. Only then could he reincarnate Lucia into a new and better world in their place. He would destroy everything that he created. After all, that was his right.
Lonely 37-year-old Satoru Mikami is stuck in a dead-end job, unhappy with their mundane life. But after dying at the hands of a robber, they awaken to a fresh start in a fantasy realm as a slime. As Rimuru acclimates to their goopy new existence, their exploits with the other monsters set off a chain of events that will change the world forever.
Narrowing his eyes slightly, he declared,
"Well then, let's get right to it. Shall we test how far you can follow the divine providence decreed by the gods?"
Those words served as the signal. What began was a sword dance between me and Veldanava. Our swords formed a severing space that sliced through anything it touched. No one was optimistic that Luminous would resurrect them if they died. Everyone kept their distance from us, protecting themselves. That was fine, I thought. If an ordinary person, even if everyone present was hero class, got caught in this, there seemed to be no outcome other than instant death. In this deadly space for just the two of us, with no room for others to intervene, I poured all my resolve into the fatal sword that would likely cleave through even each other's barriers in a single strike. I clashed blades with Veldanava.
Veldanava thrust his sword sharply, and at the moment Rimuru blocked it. Rimuru was engulfed by a gentle sensation. His consciousness faded, and he collapsed into a slime as Veldanava took Rimuru's soul into his hand, shining faintly in the suspended world. Holding Rimuru's soul, Veldanava frowned. "I'm surprised. It seems this Rimuru guy also possesses a fragment of Lucia." In that instant, Veldanava was dragged into the sea of thoughts, where two voices echoed. Startled, he muttered, "Could it be Lucia?" A calm voice answered, "No, that's not true. I am Ciel, the Manas, the wisdom core, who exists for the supreme Rimuru-sama." Ciel continued, "Master is all-powerful, but with me around, he couldn't fully accept his own achievements. Therefore, I used you." Behind Ciel, Veldanava sensed a presence he knew well. "Are you really Lucia?" A gentle voice replied, "Yes." Ciel gathered the fragments of my soul and restored me. Then Ciel explained everything. Ciel combined the many elements that had gathered around Rimuru, as well as the Lucia factors that Veldanava had collected, and succeeded in recreating Lucia. Shizue Izawa, Hinata Sakaguchi, Chloe Obel, and several others had fragments of Lucia's genes scattered throughout them. They had all been collected through Rimuru and then integrated by Ciel. Finally, it's finally finished. There are still some missing elements, so it's not perfect, but the match rate is over 99%. And thus, Lucia's soul separated from Rimuru's, appearing before Veldanava. And at that moment, Veldanava stretched forth his hand and tore Rimuru's soul from his body. The world froze. Time itself refused to move. Satisfied, the creator turned his back, already preparing to leave. For what threat could remain once the soul was gone? Then a voice echoed behind him. "You think removing my soul is enough to kill me?" Silence followed. Power surged where nothing should have existed. A will remained, unbound by flesh, unbound by law. "I was a monster before I had a body," the voice continued. "I ruled before I had a throne." The soul did not fade. It multiplied. "You created life to obey the rules," Rimuru said. "I exist beyond them." Veldanava stopped. For the first time since creation, a god hesitated. "If a soul were enough to define me," the voice whispered, "then I would never have reached this far." Ivarage, the dragon of destruction, begins absorbing everything. Not eating, but reverting things back into their original state. Veldanava understands he cannot escape. This is his punishment, the final consequence of all the mistakes he made. His loneliness, his selfishness, and the chaos he spread across the worlds. But then Lucia appears beside him. Hand in hand, they accept their fate together, as Ivarage slowly pulls them in. Lucia comforts him. Veldanava's heart softens. He feels peace for the first time. It's okay, because there is hope for us too. Hope. Elpis. It's a name I've only recently heard. A cheeky slime stood in front of me. The name is... Veldanava suddenly remembered something. A conversation I once had with Lucia. What should we name this baby? When asked this question, Veldanava answered with a happy feeling. That's right, wouldn't Milim be good? Or, why had I forgotten? That was before Milim was born. Veldanava had certainly spoken another name. Now that I remember that, I'm convinced that it was all inevitable. I see. Surpassing his parents had been achieved. As he was about to be assimilated by Ivarage, Veldanava felt enveloped in happiness once again. In the quiet stillness before the world had shaken, Veldanava, the Star King Dragon, gazed upon the fragile life cradled in his arms. A soul born not from flesh, but from pure possibility. A tiny spark that shimmered brighter than any star he had ever woven into existence. In that moment, even the creator of worlds felt something he had never known: hope. He lifted the newborn, letting the radiance of creation wash gently across the small, formless body. "You will be the light that guides the ages," he whispered, a rare warmth softening the voice of a god. And with that conviction, he bestowed a name meant to carry destiny, rebirth, and endless potential. Elpis, the embodiment of hope itself. Long before he would rise as Rimuru Tempest, before nations and legends, he was simply Elpis.
The painting I asked Rain to do of Hinata has not yet been finished. I cannot allow the world to be destroyed before I see it. The one and only reason Rimuru has vowed to overcome any crisis so the world doesn't get destroyed is so that he can see the nude painting of Hinata. Just let that sink in.